And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that lovely brutal OST as we returned. We returned with the quarterfinals of this week's Sparkling Tuna Cup number 94. And spawning in the right-hand corner of ley lines, we have the Polish Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Offside Esports. It is Krystianer. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Protoss player. Sorry, we have red Zerg player. Sometimes he's Protoss, but here off racing a Zerg, representing the 100 heroes for the land of the UK. It is Eva. Eva, let's go. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series, especially like in the chat as we jump into our ZVP. It has been far too long. Again, Krystianer, he's been a little bit less active. As of late. He used to be a full-time regular here when it comes to our online open cups, but in recent weeks and recent months has been taking a bit of a step back here, has been a little bit less active. Of course, was busy traveling, you know, going to Bulgaria, going to Stars Agora, competing in other tournaments, focusing on EWC qualifiers, but now has made his return. Now he's back, and we'll see how far he can go. Let's go. Coming into this, I would say that Krystianer is favored. He is dubbed Krystianer. I believe he still has the record for the most Sparkling Tuna Cup wins under his belt. He has won the most, more than anyone else. I think Björn is second. And Krystianer is still first. But again, is going to be coming in as a heavy favorite. We'll see if Eva can stop him. For now, Hatchgas Pool, standard opener out of our Zerg player. Likewise, standard opener out of Krystianer as well, going for what should be a Stargate follow-up into what exactly? Now, if you recall, when we were covering Ledlix, we were referring to the Archon drop and how it was embraced by a lot of the Polish Protoss players, by Mana and by Krystianer, and a little bit by Geralt as well. And we could see that here as well. We could see that here. Our eyes are peeled, looking and waiting for the Robo after the Stargate. Stargate is thrown down. It's going to be thrown down. Third base is being taken. $10K on toss. Ah, God. The Kamba is real. Calm down, Pappy. Calm down. I mean, Eba's also been improving, right? Eba has been improving a lot. I mean, in recent times, we've been covering a lot of Eba versus Creator, and he has been taking maps, like, time and time again. Not series, but has been making Creator work for it, 100%. It's been impressive to see the growth of Eba in recent times. We shall see. Double Adepts moving in. Two Adepts taking one-shot drones as they make their way towards the natural. Shading into the main. Lings are keeping up. Drones do pull away. So far, one drone goes down. Just the one. But he will defend. He defends. He shuts down the Adepts. Link speed does kick in. Behind this, now we can counterattack and try to hit the third base of Krystianer. Bearing in mind, because the Adepts were thrown away, that means the third base is exposed. But there aren't that many links left over. Only 4. Only 4 Zerglings. Adept is in position. At the same time, Oracle pokes in, but the Queens are ready, and the Queens do defend. Queens there to fight the Oracle. Links, they poke the third, but again, there just aren't really enough links to really threaten the base. With that, Krystianer, he is holding. Is holding on and going for a standard follow-up. Okay, I was expecting a Robo, but no, we have a Twilight Council, we have a Forge going into +1 and Blink, not into Archons. Okay. Ooh. You know, Krystianer does dive in, it does get 5 up to almost 6 drone kills. Does, oh good. A bit of miscontrol there, but there we go, does get up to 6, does take some extra hull damage though. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, get a little bit of miscontrol there from Krystianer to target down the Queen for a moment. Wasn't quite able to get the drone, but does survive. Does barely survive. Eva behind this, still droning, still saturating. Lair is on the way. Slings are going to be collapsing in. Catching at the Adepts. And 1, 2, 3 Adepts do fall. Nice pickups. Eba he holds. Behind this going to +1 range. This tells us that this might lead into a 3-base Hydra all-in. Basically, we're assuming that Eba's going to drone up to 63, get a 4th base just for Larva, and then just commit with Mass Hydra. But we'll see if he goes for it. As he has no Roach Warren, just waiting for the lair, waiting for that Hydra Den. Your Hydra Den is going to be on the way. Meanwhile, Krystianer still playing standard. Getting into a couple of gateways. Now taking up in towards Storm. Getting in towards a longer game state. And our eyes are going to be on Eba here. We'll see, does he drone up more than 66? Does he saturate his 4th base at all? Does he tech at all, more importantly? So far, getting up. Getting up to 3 bases. Stalkers have arrived. Eba, he should have enough to hold. Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be close. The base, it's going to be denied. And Eba throws that infestation bit. He's teching. He's teching up. He's not going for an all-in. He's working towards lurkers. As things are try to collapse in. Stasis goes off. Brutal connection. Stasis on the Zerglings. They try to come in from behind. So far, Krystianer does hold his own. Eba expanding elsewhere. Takes the northern 4th, but this is a late 4th base for Eba. Momentum is going to be on Krystianer's side as he rotates over. There's that lurker den that we spoke about. Again, Eba, he's working towards that hive, working towards lurkers. Eba needs more time. More importantly, Eba needs a 4th. Oh, as he can try to punish that blink. Link's collapsing in. Gonna be forcing a recall. Ooh. Nice blink there from Krystianer. He does barely get away. Or because they shut down the Zerglings. And Krystianer doesn't lose a single Stalker. Ay, ay, ay. Doesn't lose anything. Does pull away in time. Does hold. Does hold on. Meanwhile, there's that hive. Hive is halfway done. 4th base is now being established. I will say that Krystianer does have the economic lead. Again, it was pretty huge to see Eba was forced to cancel and forced to re-expand. So Eba's economy is late. And Krystianer, he's popping off. What's terrifying here, there's going to be a window in time where Krystianer can push with Storm, and the lurkers, they aren't really there yet. There's one lurker on the way. Hive is still not yet done. Lurker upgrades are missing. Right now, Eba, he's vulnerable. He needs more lurkers. And without lurkers, he does not hold against this. No shot. Not against this many storms. There's 6 High Templar with at least 1 storm each. Again, there's only 1 lurker. Krystianer, he doesn't know that. True. Until now. Yeah, there's Revelation. The first lurker goes down. Brutal Storms on the Hydras, and he has done it. He breaks through the lurkers. It's only Hydras remaining. And Hydras, they melt against this army. Assuming we landed with the storms. Oh, 1 High Templar goes down. Storm on the Zerglings. Nice splits. Nice splits towards the end. But again, there's no lurkers. There's just no lurkers here. This army just mows through Eba. Eba cannot hold his own. Without lurkers, this army does nothing. It does nothing. It achieves nothing. Oof. Zoning Storm doesn't quite connect. Nice kiting here with the Hydra. Oh, good. Nice kiting, but GG gets called as Eba is overwhelmed. And Krystianer, he will take game number 1. GG. GG well played again. As we mentioned, there was that window in time where Eba, he was vulnerable. He still had no lurkers. He only had 2 lurkers on the high ground and 2 lurkers. That is not good enough. With Storm, with Archons, with Charge Lots, with that kind of robust army, without lurkers, it's a tough hold. You can defend with a Roach-based composition with like Ling Bane, Roach Ravager. You can try to hold on, but with Ling Hydra, you saw just how flimsy the army was, how vulnerable it was, how quickly it would go down. GG. GG well played. It's a very fragile composition, and with that, Eva is toppled over, but now we're getting into game number 2. Let's go. Jumping into game 2. Game 2 is going to be on Persephone. Game 2. Game 2 Persephone is going to be a bit of a smaller map, shorter rush distance by ground, more direct rush distance as well. So if Eva were to be more aggressive, something more roach based, we could see that be successful here. As spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Persephone, we have the Polish Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Offside Esports. It is Krystianer. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the red Zerg player representing the Final Heroes from the land of the UK. It is Eva. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back. We shall see. Again, last game did end relatively abruptly. As we mentioned, like there were no lurkers to defend, no roaches to defend. The army just crumbled. But I'm sure we'll see a very different kind of dynamic here coming into game 2. As we mentioned, we could see Eva commit into roach play or go for an earlier timing. We'll see how he will adjust his approach. Likewise, I have confirmation that Eva, he's the final Zerg player in the tournament, baby. Let's go. Can we get a couple more games with him before the Protoss? We'll get there. I say that we have some nice Terran representation as well. True. Some nice Terran representation. So we'll see how this series does unfold. For now, Hatchcast Pool, standard opener out of Eva. And likewise, we're expecting a Stargate out of Krystianer. He's not really one to go into Twilight Council glaive openers. Isn't really his style. Not often, at least. For the storm, let's go. As is gonna be the Stargate opener out of Krystianer. Again, nothing crazy, nothing wild. Just going for the Stargate into Oracle. Into our follow-up. Likewise, Eva getting ready with his Lings. Keeping up with the Adepts. Claiming his third base. Nothing crazy, nothing wild. Basically, what we're waiting for here is to see if Eva does skip his Roaches again. We're waiting to see if this is going to be a Roach Warren, early Eva Chamber, +1 melee. We'll see where he leads us in terms of tech. Or even a fast lair. But now Adepts, they do shade into the natural. They can one-shot drones. One drone goes down so far. Just the one. Let's get the one drone. Link Sweet does kick in with that. Shuts down both Adepts. Not bad. Takes down the Adepts. Does defend. Oracle's on the way. Back here in the main, we do have 2 queens in position. 2 queens in the main base. And likewise, 1 queen and a spore at the natural. We have tools to defend. Despite that, 2 drones do go down. Nothing major, just 2. Getting a lot of hold damage there on the Oracle. With that Eva, he does defend. Claims his third base. And we'll soon see our tech of choice. Likewise, Krystianer as well. I was mentioning earlier how he was known for Archon drops, but we have yet to see that here in this series. Again, we had more of a standard opener last game, and same, I can say here as well. Twilight Council on a Forge, +1 on Blink. So standard follow-up out of Krystianer. Just like the last game. Just like game number 1. Meanwhile, from the side of Eba, just droning. We're waiting for the 5-minute mark to see if we go for a safety Roach Warren. Otherwise, we could go Ling Hydra again. And speaking of, there it is, safety Roach Warren. Now, just because it's Roach Warren doesn't mean we have to commit into Roach play. This could just be for safety, and he still could just go into Ling Hydra. But there is no Eva Chamber. So, without an Eva Chamber, without +1 melee, this is looking more committed. This is looking more Roach heavy. Ooh, does cancel, okay. Cancels the Roach Warren, starts off the Eva Chamber. Never mind. Which means we could see the same style. Could see the same style once again. As 2 more drones go down. Good reaction here by Eba. Does pull away in time. Keeping up with the Oracles. So far, so good. Still droning. Lair is now complete, so this should lead into Hydras. But what I'm curious about is, do we go into +1 range or +1 melee? At this point, it should be range. Meanwhile, Krystianer just chilling, going in towards Storm. Temple Archives on the way into Storm. There it is, range upgrade. So this is very similar to last game. Very similar. Which means Eba, he has a choice to make. Does he drone up, or does he take up in towards Lurkers again? That's the same thing. Does he drone up and take up into Lurkers, or does he cut Workers and commit with Ling Hydra? Zerglings are deflected. Once again, the 4th base is denied. I'm getting deja vu. 4th base goes down. Eba retaking his 4th. Is droning. And is teching. This is just like game 1. With Eba taking up the Lurkers, but once again, Eba, his 4th base was denied. So really rough start for Eba. Trying to catch out those Stalkers. Trying to. Krystianer does move in. He's looking for another gut. Will cancel for a 2nd time. Ay, ay, ay. This slows down the economy, slows down the production here of Eba. Behind this, working towards Lurkers. And the question becomes, can Krystianer hit to be full Lurkers once again as he's getting cornered? And this time there's no escape. This time no escape. Hydras, they collapse in, and every Stalker's gonna go down. Massive pickup. Catching at how many? 11 Stalkers. Okay. Strong start. Takes down all the Stalkers. And what this means is that now that Storm timing is that much weaker. Now it's a weaker Storm timing. Now there's a higher chance for Eba to survive and make Lurkers. There's now a higher chance. Oh. Charge is done. Main army pushing out. Warping in more High Templar. At the same time, Krystianer, he wants that 4th for a 3rd time. Oh god. Not again, Bappy, not again. Meanwhile, Lings, they do flood into the mineral line. No shield battery, no cannon, no defense. 11 probes go down. Nice run by. Meanwhile, Ling Hydra's keeping up. There are plenty of storms, though. Base gets surrounded. Storms are coming in. There are 3 Lurkers to defend. 3 Lurkers barely in time. Meanwhile, no detection. Eba, he's holding. He's holding on. He's got his Lurkers. I say that the Oracle's coming in for a revelation. And he... oh, doesn't quite... oh, does get one. It does get one. Reveals everything. Eba, can he hold on? Lurkers are exposed. Brutal storms. And he gets one, he gets two. There's one lurker left. The one lurker remaining. As we do land one final storm, the lurker does survive. And Eba holds. Eba, he's holding just barely. Oh, God. Never mind. There are more zealots. There are more zealots. Krystianer, he's out of storm. He's out of storms here. But at this point, he might not need it. He might not need it. Never mind. Yeah, without storms, you can see here Krystianer running out of steam. Running out of momentum. Has to pull away, has to back up. And Eba does survive. Whew, okay. Eba, he does survive just barely. Did lose a 4th base in the process. It was still a shaky defense here for Eba. Shaky. But he's surviving. Krystianer behind this, backs up, gets his own 4th base. His work count is a little bit lackluster. He lost 11 probes earlier, if you recall. Did lose a lot of workers. But, oh god, these pushes, they look terrifying. It's one of those things where Eba, he barely survived, just barely. But his army hasn't really gotten any better here. Lurker upgrades are still in production, and how many lurkers does he have? 2. Soon to be 5. The lurker count is still very low. Not good. Yeah, Eba not quite in position. Storm's coming in. Yeah, one lurker goes down. He gets 2. There's 1 lurker left. They're coming from behind. Brutal storm. That lurker is holding its own. Takes down an Archon. Eba holds. Eba, he's holding on. We need more zealots here. We need more reinforcements. Prism is across the map. So let's jump into the main. Ooh, and Eba does overreact to this. It does rally everything into the main. Also was the 3rd, and 19 drones going down. That is insane damage. Eba, his holding on, does take down the Oracle. But Krystianer, he doesn't have to push in. He's done the damage. He's been denying bases. He's been getting some mineral lines. At this point, Krystianer just has to chill, calm down, and get another base and start taking. From here, he can work towards Colossus, work towards Colossus, I would say. Work towards Skytoss. He can take up. And there it is, a Fleet Beacon and a 2nd Stargate. As if on cue, Skytoss is on the way. 2 storms do land. There are only 2 storms. Getting up to a triple Stargate. And again, Krystianer, he doesn't have to push in. Like, he doesn't have to break him. Doesn't have to try to break Eba. He's free to just back off, deny creep, and saturate. That's Krystianer, he does have a lead. Where he can lose that lead is if he does overextend. But we're playing with fire right now. He's got storm. Does have some storms. Nidus on the way. I do like this. Again, Eba, he knows that he's in a really rough position. He knows that he's behind. So a well-placed Nidus into the main base can end the game. Eba, he has a chance. Worker upgrades are ready. They are done. Krystianer is rotating over. Does recall back home. Carriers are on the way. And Eba, he still has a chance to get damage before the Skytoss. He's up to how many? He's up to 15 lurkers. That's a lot of lunkers. That's a lot of lunkers here. Eba setting up the run by. Setting up the counterattack. What's going on? I was like, why is the carrier suddenly here? What's happening? Carrier does survive. Bottom right, that's going to be a cancel. It's going to be a cancel. Lurkers are being cleaned up. As Krystianer does split up his army. Deals with the Nidus. Meanwhile, Nidus into the main. Does Krystianer, does he notice? Oh, he has. Okay, he does notice. Does warp in, shuts down the Nidus Worm. Likewise, does catch at the Overseer as well. And now I have to be concerned for Eba. Eba, he had a moment in time, there was definitely a period here where he had momentum, where he had potential to pop off, to get across the map. That window is closing. That window is closing. Oh, I haven't seen this carrier skin before. Like, from a pro player. Interesting. Okay. Like big giant crystals. As Krystianer, he's moving in. Does push forward. And it's mainly Lurker here. Where are the Storms? Yeah, Storms, they pop up. They shut down the Hydras, and Krystianer is just going to walk his way through this. Again, the carry count is too high. We spoke about it. Lurkers, there was a window in time where they could be effective, but not anymore. Not against Skytos. GG, and Krystianer, he will overwhelm. He will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the semi-finals. GG. GG, well played again. Eba, he was outscaled here. He was able to survive the initial aggression and survive and build up a lurker count. That's true, but he wasn't ready for the Sky Toss. As the game progressed, as time went on, his arm was just getting worse and worse. The Sky Toss did overwhelm. He was working on the Spire, but didn't have time to get into and invest into Corruptors and get into upgrades. Likewise, because the base count was so low for so long, didn't have the economy to overwhelm Krystianer either. GG. GG, well played. With that, Krystianer, he does claim the series. And with that, we're going to be following Krystianer into the next round. Let's catch up on the bracket.